Hey everyone, welcome back. Since I had a little time in between work, I was like, let me do a quick vid because some of the terminology would surprise you. A lot of people are teaching on the subject. I love seeing so many people putting up different vids. I've been learning a lot today in between my work. And claiming the name is so important, right? Anybody who knows the system, trying to teach freedom from legal tyranny, so to speak, will tell you, right? It all starts with the whole Strawman. If you didn't know, this is a great book. Meet My Strawman, or Meet My Strawman, or Meet Your Strawman. It could mean, yeah, Meet Your Strawman. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, guys. I'm pressed right now. I'm actually cooking dry beans. I'm trying to do traditional cooking methods, if you can believe it. It's healthier than buying it in a can, right? And it's so much more nutritious and it's more cost effective. So I have it simmering, so I'm like, paying attention to it. So this is a great starter if you're new, because I had some questions. I'm happy to help whenever I can. Within reason, right? We all have to study to show ourselves approved. This is not something you're going to learn in a week. Definitely not. This is definitely a labor of love. This has to be a passion. This, when most people were out doing their thing, bullshitting, a lot of folks like us were studying this, right? Getting clowns for being boring. Oh, you don't want to go out enough. You're not this, you're not that. Like, screw that, Like, a lot of us wanted to just chill and learn the system, you know what I mean? Understand how things work. I have a lot of books like that. And so we can maneuver, right? And try to sidestep or at least comprehend why things are the way they are, and in doing so, and seek the deeper truth, especially starting with the Most High. I don't take credit. I always give glory to the Most High, right? The highest of the high. And this all goes back to identity too. If you knew anything about the Old Testament, in Exodus 3, chapter 3, verse 14, the Most High, what was he calling himself to Moses? He simply said, my name, when he was asked what name he should tell the Israelites he was talking to, the name of the God he was talking to. He said, you tell them that I am sent you. So he didn't give a so-called name, even though it's translated in Hebrew as Haya, or like, Haya. Who else could give that amazing power to give a man the feat of strength to break concrete bricks, right? So you can just imagine when they said that term, right? But again, it's not an identity per se, so we put on the false mask, just like the movie Mask with Jim Carrey. Think of that, right? Just think of that. So we put on this false identity, this fiction. We step outside his jurisdiction. This starts here. Wizard of Oz, very Wizard of Oz. You don't think that you're living in these movies. Oh, you bet your bottom dollar, as they would say, right? Like, yeah, it's like, are imitating life when you're watching these movies. But anyway, meet your straw man in whatever you want to know. This is a great starter. Look, $5, please. Most people are going to spend more than this at Starbucks, right? And I don't advise going to Starbucks. Really nasty shit. But anyways, look at the price and the knowledge you'll gain. This is if you're new. Most people, already know about that. But I wanted to go into Title 28, guys. Just because a lot of people are doing the assumed name certificates, there's a lot of different ways you can go on it. You obviously want to show that you're the beneficial owner, and that is surname first, then given name. So try to keep that in mind. Flip, because remember, things used to be right to left, and now we're in left to right. We're behind the looking glass, living in the West. But when you're doing, when I try to teach people and I do my own documents and I put templates together, just showing you a little bit of the different references I use. I use so many, but it's key to always have the different references and to know how they themselves are defining things, not so much as what a common dictionary would say. So in Title 28, Judiciary and Judicial Procedures, Okay, you got part 6, particular procedures, because they're all about procedural law, so I always want to know what their so-called criteria is, so we fall in that line, you know, so everything gets accepted the way we need it to. So it's very important to have these type of understandings, and anybody who's teaching or who is mentoring has a fiduciary responsibility, just like with anybody else in that role as a teacher, mentor slash tutor, should always keep up with the knowledge, right? This is something that you yourself have to be humble and stay a student every day. So federal debt collection procedures, subsection 3002 you got counsel, court, debt. But I wanted to go into state just to show you, this is where you would find the definitions. This is great if you can. I'm running low on paper. If you don't have the paper to always print everything out, then make a list in your notebook. You know, I do that. I go back, and then I'll go back and type it into my documents. I'm starting to put documents together, separating them by topic, you know what I mean, and then putting all the pertinent laws for that particular topic, and that itself is a feat, because I literally have 30 notebooks, and then I gotta screen each one, and I'm always refining it, but that's how you want to be with it, so you make it the best that you can. So I want to go down to state, because some people, some people suggest if you do an assumed name certificate that you can do in certain states. Like if you can't do it in your state, you can do it in another state and it'll still apply. Some people do it out of the Secretary of State in Minnesota. They're probably like super overwhelmed. That's where I did mine. It's actually coming up for renewal this year, so I gotta renew it. Because they say that in most states they try to deem you like a so-called for-profit corporation or whatever, but I gotta check out the terminology. I'm sure in each state is different, but just letting you know what their definition of state means. And in part 14, it means any of the several states. So if you have, you know, it goes back to the full faith and credit clause, I believe, that if it's recognized in one state, it should be recognized in all the states. So that's one thing that I had to bring back into my remembrance today, because I have a situation where that would actually be very useful, because that's showing them who the beneficial owner of the name is on record, right? Because it's all about that trademark name, that nom de guerre. It's a war name. It's definitely a name that's been copywritten. It's definitely not you. So you got to look at that as your, your scarecrow, That is definitely what I was trying to allocate here. Let me see if there's a picture of it. In this book, it's like that's your scarecrow. This is actually a really cool animation. Have you guys watched this Meet Your Strawman? So cute. It's on YouTube. Check it out. It gives you a very rudimentary, very cutesy way of looking at it. And that's basically you. I mean, this is so deep and spiritual, it'll it'll blow your hair back. Let me just tell you. It'll like straight up blow your hair back. Like, they basically separated you from your placenta, if you can believe it. If you can even believe it, which is your support. And in most cultures, if you look up lotus births, they actually leave the placenta attached until it dries off. So the way they did people in this country, how metaphorical it was, and what truly happened, and that they do all these presumptions, like all your property was abandoned, so they claim to be the beneficial owners. So I can't say too much on these forums because they give me such a hard time. It's really getting ridiculous. I don't know how some people get away with it. I really don't. State means any of the several states, the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Commonwealth of the Northern Marinas, or any territory or possession of the United States. And it even lets you know straight up, Part 15, that the term United States, because people get that conflated with the United States of America, right? It's not. the same. You can make a, you know, a company and title it, you know, something similar to yours, or to something that sounds, you know, what do they say, about, there's certain agencies, what is it, the mail or the, can't even think of it now, it'll come back to me, but United States here, means a federal corporation, so it's not the country, okay? It's an agency, department, commission. There you go, instrumentality. But I'll tell you right here in part A, like they say, oh, that's what I was thinking, Federal Express is a private entity. Just because it has the name federal doesn't mean it's part of the federal corporation. But security agreement, of course, anyone who knows about securing your estate, you know, of course that number 13 comes up again, ha ha ha. I know I always make jokes how the number 7 and 13 comes up. Guys, if you look at my prior video, the minute mark was 52:52. You can't make that shit up. That's like 7-7. That's nuts. Property held in trust. But yeah, it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper. You know, this is not an exclusive thing. I mean, this is one piece of the puzzle. This is something that you yourself gotta research, guys. You're not gonna get it in one sitting. Just letting you know, words have power. This is a great book. If you're really new to this type of information, you should start there. $5, guys. You can't go wrong. I mean, really, that book was literally super, super cheap. Where is it at? There you go. There you go. That's what you need. Have a great day. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll talk to you soon.